Now, hopefully, this is probably going to take a couple of times on the video to get it right, but hopefully you can see what I'm doing. One thing is you're going to see some shaking, and that's because the table that this is on is not very sturdy. It's actually a homemade router table. The lathe is bolted onto it, so some of the shaking you're going to see is not going to be chatter. Some of it you see will be chatter. But let's go ahead and take one cut right quick and just see how it goes. This is going to be about 5/1000 of an inch, about 2.5 off of either side when I turn it. Now this tool that I'm using is a high-speed steel tool. There's a gentleman on television who calls himself Tubal Cain, and I basically followed his instructions on designing this tool for what I'm doing. And again, the tools were in a bundle of stuff off of eBay, so everything but the lathe itself has come from eBay that I'm using right now. My work is also wobbling. It is not completely centered very well, so there's going to be a little wobble until I can true it up as well. Okay, we'll take one more cut, and I think what I'm going to do is zoom the camera out just a little bit so you can see the table on the next cut. Give me just a second here. Let's see. And again, I'm sorry about that harsh light in the background. Hopefully the camera is focusing on the work. I can't really tell with this lighting. I do not have real good lighting available right now. I'm in my carport. Let's see if I can do something a little better with this lighting so it's not quite so harsh on the camera. Let me take a look right quick. Oh, that's not as bad. Okay. So here we go. One cut with the table. See the table in action this time, I guess. Another 2.5 thousandths right here. And I've almost got this piece of stock true. I'm going to go ahead and take a quick cut on this. One disadvantage of doing this, of modifying your wood lathe, is you do not have power feeds, or at least I did not get that eccentric with it. I'm sure you could buy electric motors and be more creative, but by then you're probably better off buying a mini lathe or a benchtop lathe. If you can't afford, or if you just don't want to spend the money for an expensive lathe. But for doing simple projects, especially on softer materials like this steel, brass, plastics, whatever, this might actually suit your needs. That's why I'm putting it on YouTube. And let's do one more cut and see if I can't true this up a little bit better. That was 10. This is going to be 13 thousandths. So from 10 to 13 thousandths. And this cut will be a little slower just so we can see how the finish comes. Stop there and back off. I'll finish that in a minute. Let's see how that came out. I'm going to zoom in right there for a moment and get the camera and flip this over so I can see what I'm doing from the front. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Zoom in on the work. A little bit over to the left. And what I'm trying to show you is I still have not completed getting this work even. Let me get a pointer here. If you'll take a look, I haven't touched any of this yet. Although I have touched this, I stopped right here on the lathe. So the finish, even turning it by hand with what little bit of chatter there is, the finish is acceptable. You can always sand it smoother if you want. So if you're going to turn a shaft and put a thread on it with a die, or if you're going to turn something down and tap it, this little lathe and this $10 eBay chuck, it will do minor work. As far as precision goes, if you don't mind taking 1/1000th, so 1/10,000th or 1/1000th off at a time, this table will turn it down to an exact size, but you really have to measure it or caliper it after every turn. So I'm going to try to get this shaft smooth and I'll come back. Okay, back to it. This is about a 2 to 2.5 thousandths cut with lubricating oil on the shaft itself. I finally got the shaft to where it's actually round, and I'm going to make a couple of cuts here just to see how smooth of a finish I can get. I don't know the exact RPM that I'm using. I am getting a little bit of chatter, but as you see, I am getting some good chips in this as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop here, go back, and do a couple of cuts at 1/10,000th and see just how well of a finish I can get off of this cutter the way that I have it set up right now. So let's back this out. I'm at 2/2000ths right now. I'll take it down to 3, do another cut without lube. Actually, I will put some lube on this. This is not the proper lubrication, but it's all I have. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, and we'll take it down. This is about 1.5 thousandths of a cut we're going to take right here. And hand fed. Got a little bit of chatter in the beginning. Not a lot of smoke. Got a little bit of smoke, but not bad. I honestly don't think I'm going to get too good of a finish on this. I could be wrong. Some spots are giving me a nice finish. Some are not. I'd be willing to bet that if I slowed the tool down, that would help some. And I should probably run the tool over the grinder as well in order to make it just a wee bit sharper. This is not a proper finishing cut on this tool anyway. So, but I'm getting smooth, I'm getting rough, I'm getting smooth, I'm getting rough. Part of it is the inaccuracy of the table as well. So I can accept it. I'm going to stop right here and let's see what this looks like. We'll pull it out, we'll back off, stop the lathe. Let me wipe it off for you right quick and we'll see what we got. Okay, let me see if I can zoom in right quick. Let me get behind the camera. Hopefully you can still hear me. But let's zoom in. See if we can get this camera to focus on the part. Okay, right there. And as you can see, if you look where the threads start, I know it's hard to see at that angle and the lighting is harsh, but it's all I have. I started the cut here, I finished the cut here, and it looks pretty much the same quality, even though I was only taking about 1.5 thousandths. You can hear the roughness. However, it did turn out a lot better than the way I had it set up with a vise holding the tool rather than the actual tool cutter itself. So I do like this tool cutter, I'm very happy with it. I have a lathe on its way, it'll be out here probably within the next 30 days or so. I live in Hawaii, so it takes things a little longer to get here. So I'm going to stop here, edit this video. I do want to get it on YouTube. If you have any questions, I will try to answer them. I'm not really good at going back to my posts on YouTube. But if you have any questions, post them. Comments, I definitely welcome your comments. Positive and negative fine. Positive is preferable. But good luck with this if you decide to try this on your wood lathe. You can probably, I'm sure you could make some wood cutting tools as well for yourself out of plain round stock. So let me know how you do, and good luck with it. Enjoy. Bye. Okay, hopefully I don't kick the tripod. I went ahead and I slowed the spindle down. My spindle speed now is 810. I had it up at 1230. I took one more cut at 1,000th, or 1/10 of a thousandth. And as you can see, this is the cut at the higher speed. This was about 2,000ths. This is one right here at a slower speed with no oil on it either, no lubricant. And it come out considerably better. It's still not got that really pretty shine, but it is quite usable. You could thread it. You might actually be able to use it as a shaft. You could polish it up with emery cloth and possible metal polish, depending on how much of a finish you wanted on it. You could also get this down to size to slip a bearing over it as well. So this is quite usable if you do not have a lathe and you don't want to purchase one, if you just want to do minor work. The weak points, the really weak points of this whole setup. I'm going to zoom out here for a second. There are two major weak points where you're getting most of, or I'm getting most of my chatter. Let me loosen this up. Sorry about the shake in the camera. First of all, there's the chuck. It is a cheap chuck. It's made for wood, not for metal. I use it primarily for driving the shaft. And then the weakest point is the way I have my live center, or my dead center set up. There's actually a dead center in this chuck. It is a drill chuck, as you can see. And just inside the jaws of the chuck, you can see the center and the taper. That is handmade from a broken bit. That's your real weak point. You do have to lubricate it really good. However, the way the chuck is threaded onto its mounting, I don't know if you can see that or not, but the chuck is actually threaded onto that number 2 Morse taper, goes into the tailstock, and your chatter, your shaking instability really comes from that chuck right there. So if you can find a way to improve this, especially, I don't have a number 2 dead center, but if you have a Morse 2 dead center or live center, that would be a lot better than this chuck that I have. So I'm going to look into a eBay purchase of a number 2 dead center or a live center and try that. Good luck with your project. If you do decide to try this, I'd really be anxious for you to post a link on my post so that I can see what you did, and hopefully you can find some improvements over what I did. Good luck and enjoy. Bye.